Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
How have you been?
Today, I've been good. Today I decided to book a class before my job because usually I like having classes after my job.
Mhm.
But I decided to do something different today.
And how do you feel? Are you tired? Are you
Well, I think my face says I am sleepy, but it's normal.
I understand.
I was wondering, do you have many Brazilian students that like to study so early in the morning, or do you have other students from other countries?
Normally it's students from other countries, but I have had a couple of Brazilian students in the morning. I used to have one student that I saw multiple days a week right away at 6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. is really early.
Yeah.
Even 7:45, it's 15 minutes before my work, but
Uh-huh.
it's still too early.
Well, at least it's Friday.
Yeah, at least it's Friday, so that's why I decided to give it a try.
Yeah. But normally you don't work from home.
No,
Okay.
normally I have to commute to the
Mhm.
office.
Mhm.
So it's usually 1 hour to go and 1 hour to come back.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh.
so, how can I say? It's okay 1 hour to go and 1 hour to come back because I am sure that there are a bunch of people that spends much more time in the
Mhm.
traffic jam, you know?
So you would normally drive to work.
Yeah, in my last job, I used to drive to go to the office.
Mhm.
But now, since I started at this new job, I've been working from home. So I haven't decided yet
Okay.
how I will go to the office. Probably I will go by bus or something
Okay.
because by car is very expensive. I want
Yeah.
to save some money, so
Yeah. Well, is there, I would assume at this point there probably still isn't any plan to return to the office, right?
no plans yet.
Yeah.
So probably, I don't know, maybe until the end of the year or the
hmm
middle of the year.
hmm
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, but it's been really nice having this opportunity working from home
Yeah.
because, well, I feel that I am much more productive than in the office.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I can do a bunch of different stuff,
hmm
activities.
Yeah.
So I can do my personal things while I combine my activities. So I don't see a reason to go to the office anymore.
I think that's how a lot of people feel now after this pandemic.
Yes,
Think,
because,
why didn't we do this before?
well, maybe because in the end of the day, what matters is if you are delivering your, how can I say, delivering your activities,
hmm
keeping, can I say keeping your deadlines?
Yeah, keeping your deadlines, that's
Yeah,
good.
keeping your deadlines. And if that's working, so it's perfect.
Right. I think what I've noticed with some contacts that I have back in the States is that some U.S. companies or the supervisors, people in the higher positions, they don't give people the chance to demonstrate whether or not they can hit deadlines. They just automatically have a very narrow-minded view that they want to be in the office, and so they don't consider that. And
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Now it's time for companies and people in general to be more open-minded
hmm
towards this home office thing
hmm
because there are a range of benefits even for the companies, not only for the employees.
right. Yeah, like just not paying as much in utilities and other things for keeping a building running.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that over time, this mindset will be much more common here in Brazil.
Well, I
It
guess
was it
time will
was
tell.
forced by the pandemic, but over time will be more natural, I think. A natural movement.
Hmm. Do you feel like you're able to do your job fully from home? Like, is there
Uh,
anything you're missing? Something that you've had
well,
to adapt?
in the beginning, I thought that it could be a really challenge
Hmm.
because I used to work with a lot of papers and documents.
Hmm.
But now I realize that things are becoming more, how can I say, more online. So we don't need to print things all the time.
Yeah.
We
More
can have,
digital.
yeah, we can have digital files. We can get signatures by some online programs, digital
Hmm.
programs. So I don't need to print the document and then go to my boss room, get his signature.
Hmm.
Everything is online, it's digital. So that's
Yeah.
why it's becoming easier working from home.
Yeah. Well, you were going to say something before I asked that question.
Yes, I noticed that you have like this type of cloth. How can I say this? It's
Sweatshirt?
Yeah, because I was wondering, in the last weeks we are having some kind of cold.
Hmm.
Do you feel cold? Because I suppose that in your country the cold is not like this.
Well, actually, that's very interesting. In my country, and especially in the state in my country, yes, we had very, very cold weather. So
More
this is not
extreme.
cold, yeah. But the interesting thing is that because in at least where I live here in São Paulo, the building is not made to withstand cold in
Yeah,
the way that buildings in my home state are. So
exactly.
at night when it gets to be, I think it got down to 13 last night, 13 degrees back in the United States, we would probably or maybe potentially turn on the heat,
Hmm.
which wouldn't be a problem. But there's no heat here.
No.
And in addition to that, the building that we're in doesn't get any direct sunlight.
Oh,
So even when it's sunny outside, the sun isn't warming any part of the apartment. And so we're always in the shade, and so it keeps things rather cool. So it actually feels pretty cold in our apartment most of the time.
yeah, that's the problem. You don't get any sunlight even in the morning or in the afternoon.
No, because so out my window, um, there is sunlight, but the sun is kind of over in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
and so it doesn't actually come in this way.
I
And there's
understand.
sort of this right angle building that's
Uh-huh.
perpendicular to ours right here that gets all of the sun.
Oh, that's so bad.
And all of the bedroom windows are on this side, so none of the bedrooms get the warmth. And then
Yeah.
on the other side, it's facing another large building, so there's actually
Oh,
no sun at all that comes in because the building is too high. So even
okay.
though there would be some sunlight, I think, coming in a little bit from the other way at some parts of the day,
Yeah, I
it doesn't.
understand. Well, I also live in a building, in an apartment, but in my neighborhood, there are no other buildings around. So
Okay.
that's why it's possible to get some sunlight in the
Mhm.
morning.
That's nice.
Yeah, so usually in the morning I sit in the balcony to get a little bit of
Uh,
sunlight because these days for me it's really cold. When I tell this to, because I have some friends from other countries, so when I tell them that here is like 15 degrees, they say, "Come on, it's not cold. It's uh, it's a good weather for us. It's a
Mhm.
warm temperature." But
Yeah.
for me, I am, oh my gosh, I'm freezing.
It's definitely a different feeling coming from warmer temperatures than from colder temperatures. Because 15 degrees in my home, if we were coming out of winter into spring, people would be wearing shorts and t-shirts and going on hikes and spending
Yeah,
time outside. And for us, we're like,
But here we are still wearing our cold clothes. Can I say
Yeah,
this?
yeah, cold weather clothes.
Cold weather clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
so I bought slippers, pantufas, just a couple of weeks ago because my feet were getting really cold,
yeah.
and I didn't plan for that when I moved.
Yeah, because here in Brazil we don't have heat system.
Mhm.
People here are more worried with the hot weather,
Mhm.
so maybe some of them prefer to invest in air conditioners than
Makes
heat
sense.
system, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. But I imagine when it gets particularly cold in winter, like down to maybe 7 degrees, it can get really difficult without heat.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's not so often. Maybe
Mhm.
we have like maybe I don't know. Maybe I am talking bullshit, but maybe it's not more than 5 nights in
Y-
7 degrees. You know.
Yeah.
So we can survive even though we don't have heat system.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's hope that what happened in Texas and the United States a month or so ago doesn't happen in São Paulo. Did you hear about what happened in Texas?
No, I didn't. What happened in Texas?
So Texas is in the southwestern, well, I guess south sort of central part of the United States. And
Mm-hmm.
normally they also don't experience snow. Their temperatures don't go that cold. And they do have heating systems, but the actual building itself doesn't have proper insulation to block out the heat, and they're not prepared for extended periods of cold.
Okay.
And there was this weather pattern that came through the United States, the whole middle of the country, and there was a huge snowstorm
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
And what it did is it kind of destroyed the energy system in Texas where it wasn't functioning at all.
Oh,
So
but
so
when did it happen?
in March.
In March. Oh, so pretty recent.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. So
Mm-hmm.
normally they wouldn't get snow, and if they did, it would be just a little bit of snow, but they got quite a bit of snow, and the heating systems, the energy systems couldn't handle it. So people were out of electricity and heat.
Oh my
Their
God.
houses weren't built to withstand it, so people's houses started flooding, and there was ice in people's houses too. So
Oh,
it was really, really bad. So
oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. Imagine these people.
yeah,
They are not used to this kind of weather.
right.
Well, hopefully this thing will not happen here in São Paulo because
Fingers crossed.
otherwise people would suffer a lot.
Yes. So
Oh
we'll
my
just
God.
hope that the weather patterns stay somewhat consistent here.
So can I say weather pattern? Weather
Yes, weather
pattern.
patterns. Yeah. Excellent.
Okay. Wow. No, I cannot imagine. Because I suppose that most of the cities in the US are prepared to cold weather, to face the cold weather, to
Yeah,
face
I
the
think
snow.
it depends on the state because there are definitely states in the South that experienced something similar to São Paulo or other parts of Brazil where it's mostly warm all year. So it depends.
Yeah, because if there is no, at least people can still work and how can I say, go to the office, go
Yeah,
to buy
exactly.
grocery stores, things
Uh-huh.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay, we
It was
are
very
almost
nice.
running out of time.
Thank you
I
so
will book
much.
another session. Thank you.
Sounds
Bye
good.
bye.
Bye.